Hello, this is Horror Studio 1, and this is my unedited podcast. Hello guys, this is your host, Horror Studio 1, coming to you once again with the unedited podcast. I know right now I may sound a little bit jumpy and even energetic, but the fact is I haven't slept all night. I was out all night and haven't slept, and I'm feeling a little bit buzzed right now. But the topic that we're going to talk about today has been something that's been on my mind for the past couple days. Actually, it is one of the things that has really freaked me out recently. So for you guys who don't know what the Mandela effect is, I didn't know what it was a couple days prior to this, actually. I saw it a lot on like UFO forums and a lot of stuff like that, but I never really gave it much thought. I thought it was just like, I don't even know, like I just never cared about it until I really watching videos about people talking about it and got into it. Essentially what the Mandela effect, the basic non-Wikipedia description of it is things that are happening around the world that seem to be different than how we remember them. And then when we go back to research them, it's like that thing has always been like that. And this is talking about, you know, many letters, many movies that we have from our collective memory as a human species. Maybe remembered it a certain way, even some words. But then when we go back to them now in 2018 or whenever, it's like, damn, like why has it always been like that? You know, and why is it called the Mandela effect is because a lot of people remember Nelson Mandela dying in the 90s, I think it was late 80s, early 90s in prison. But apparently he died very recently. And a lot of people are like, no, like people will say, they're like, when I was in, you know, primary school, I remember like his wife coming on TV and speaking that, you know, Nelson Mandela died and was really sad, and there was like this whole process, and we talked about it in school and blah 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 blah. And then it was recently found out that he had just died. Why is that the case? So it's kind of creepy, it's kind of weird. I'm not from that generation, from the late 80s, early 90s, to know of this if I experienced myself. It's like, but if it's like if someone told you like a major event like 9/11 happened on September 12th and September, like that would fucking freak you out, right? So that's essentially what the Mandela effect is, and has plagued many brands, many movies even. Movies are a great one because it's all in our collective minds, especially the famous ones that we're going to talk a bit about today. And it's like, what the hell happened there, you know? For me personally, the Mandela effect that affected me, I think, was the spelling of Skechers. So if you guys don't know, Skechers, I used to work at Skechers actually as a sales associate. And the spelling for Skechers in my mind, even before I worked there, had always been Sketchers. That has been how I remembered the spelling of Skechers for the longest time in my life. But when I was working in Skechers sometime around 2014, 2015, even 2013 actually, I started working 2013 there, it was as if the spelling changed. Now if you search on Wikipedia, Google, and you're thinking to yourself, well, you know, Google is the truth, right? Like Wikipedia is the truth. You just find everything online. But no. Now the spelling for Skechers is Skechers. So they took out a T, apparently. And if you go back to even very old places, like old documents, like, oh no, maybe Skechers just, you know, their brand changed, they changed their name brand, but no. Even if you go back to very old photographs of Skechers, it was like as if Skechers was always spelled this way. But from my collective memory, I always, in my mind, Skechers was Sketchers. So where'd that T go? And this is not just for brands. I mean, you can say, okay, for brands, they changed it or whatever. But I think it was actually, thinking back on it now, honestly, I think it was during the time where I worked at Skechers. I think the reason why I was so adamant about that T was because as I was working at Skechers, was when I noticed the change. Or it was that recent time. It was then before like I started working there was a T, and then after I worked in there was no T. I don't know, I mean, it's not about me, but I'm saying like for my collective memory, maybe it wasn't that much of a coincidence, maybe it was a couple years before, but the change of name was one of the things that really got to me. There's other change of names too, like Costco, or Costco. Like, do you guys remember the brand Costco? If you guys go online now, Costco. Now the real spelling is Costco. But the thing is, Costco for what we remember when we were kids was COSCO. So did that change? There's a really bunch of ones that, I mean, they're not really ones that I like really would know about. Okay, Chuck E. Cheese is one. Chuck E. Cheese or Chuck E. Cheese's. Do you guys remember? I think now it's Chuck E. Cheese's. But when we were kids, we would call it Chuck E. Cheese. I know, maybe we just abbreviated it. We didn't like name it properly as a society. You know, we always have those false memories and stuff. But I don't know. One thing though, that is a much more descriptive representation of the Mandela effect taking place has to be when it's video footage. So if you guys know, and this has been going crazy online, you know, if you guys don't know about it, you can go Google it. In the movie Star Wars, you know, the classic line where Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader are fighting, and then he loses. Darth Vader says, "Luke, I am your father." Right? So I'm gonna go with Luke, I am your father. Now we all know that this is a classic line. Like everyone knows, Luke, I am your father. But if you go on the actual quote now and you rewatch that movie on YouTube, on any source, Darth Vader actually says, "No, I am your father." That is so fucked up. If you guys go on this is what stunned me. This made me lose sleep, man. I was like, what? Luke, I am your father is a classic line. It's insane that to think. It's like what everyone quotes. There's so many parodies on it. So many people talking about it. People making fun of the line even. Luke, I am your father. Some guy, your friend's named Luke. You're like, Luke, I am your father. But no, if you rewatch Star Wars right now, Darth Vader says to Luke, "No, I am your father." He does not say, "Luke, I am your father" in the movie. And apparently, though, I've heard from research online, in the parodies don't change, recreations of it don't change, but the actual film itself, Star Wars, actual film, what they say is, "No, I am your father." That's what has that, but in our collective minds, how the fuck is that the case? That is one of the biggest things that scared, and I watched that, I was like, oh my god. Like, it changed to "No, I am your father." Another big one is a Bruce Lee movie, and this has been going crazy in the Asian Chinese community. Oh, man, I gotta compose myself. Okay, I think it's a Way of the Dragon. I don't know the English name. I know in the Chinese name, I know this Bruce Lee movie. You guys will definitely have watched it as well. Is it Way of the Dragon? I think it's Way of the Dragon, but it's one of the Bruce Lee's most famous movies. Oh no, it's not Way of the Dragon. Oh, give me 1 second to Google this Bruce Lee movie. Oh man, I'm like getting chills as I talk about this. Like, this is just so fucking crazy. Man, imagine like the Mandela effect and someone just didn't die or something. Like Bruce Lee comes back to life or something. Like, what the fuck? This movie, Fist of Fury, one of his biggest smash hits, his second major role. Okay, Fist of Fury, 1972. It's called Zheng Mo Mun in Chinese. So basically, the story is this student, martial arts student, is defending the honor of the Chinese in face of the foreign aggressions, such as the Japanese, the Westerners, who insult the Chinese people. And then Bruce Lee comes in and he just like, fights and then beats like 10 Japanese guys. The most famous scene, I know, fucking Jackie Chan, Rush Hour 3, like, they've parodied the scene. Numerous movies have parodied the scene. Chinese movies, Western movies, fucking Family Guy. Like, this scene is the scene where basically Bruce Lee goes in and he's saying, because he's basically going to this Japanese, like, martial arts place, and he's, like, trying to, like, fucking show them up. And they're basically calling him, like a bitch. Like, they're saying like Chinese people are bitches and kind of thing. So the line itself is like, Chinese people, they're basically saying that Chinese people are the sick men of, wait, I'm gonna get the official English definition of this. is it the sick men of the East or something? Sick men of the East or the bitches. They're basically calling them bitches kind of thing. Bruce Lee goes in with this fucking, you know, plaque. Okay, so they're saying that Chinese people are the sick men of Asia, so they're calling them bitches. Bruce Lee goes in, he breaks the board, and then he beats the shit out of the Japanese people, and then he makes one of them eat the sign, and he says, in the original movie, he says, Chinese men are not the sick men of Asia. Okay? But if you rewatch this movie, this scene right now, instead of saying Chinese men are not the sick men of Asia, which is Cantonese is 中國人唔係東亞病夫. This quote, I've heard it since I was a childhood. Since I was a child. It is like Luke, I'm your father. It's exactly the same popular. It's a Bruce Lee fucking movie, okay? 中國人唔係東亞病夫. Chinese people are not the sick men of Asia. If you watch it now, he says 中國人唔係病夫. He took out 2 words. He basically says Chinese people are not sick men. So he took out of Asia. He basically says Chinese people are not the sick men of Asia was the original. Now, Chinese people are not sick men. Those 2 words are missing. If you go to the original movie, those 2 words are missing. Now, this quote, you can find it on Wikipedia. It has its own fucking Wikipedia page. It is like one of the most popular quotes in all of Chinese movie history, and it has changed. It has fucking, if you watch the movie now, you're like, holy, what the fuck? Why has the line changed? Like, this quote that I've ever heard since I was a kid is like completely changed. It's like if someone's telling you, happy birthday to you, has been changed to happy birthday you, and that's always how it's been. Like, what the fuck? Like, that is my astonishment with the Mandela effect. Go watch these movies. If you're Asian and you understand Chinese, go for it. Take a look at it. You'll be fucking shocked. Go watch Star Wars, where he says, Luke, supposedly, I'm your father, instead of no. Now he says, no, I am your father. What? I mean, the reason those things are so huge and big is because they're in movies, and they're in these classic movies. There's other shows, movies, titles have been changed, scenes have been changed. People have reported that, you know, from their memory, let's say a child remembers his father, you know, how he used to be when she was a child and his father passed away. And then the other people in the family are like totally oblivious to those past memories. Like, memories are being disappeared. Memories are gone. Memories are disappearing because of the Mandela effect. And it's like, you know, it actually saddens me, and it's horrific to me that this can be true. Everything we've worked for, it's like, it's suddenly gone. And people talk about parallel universes, how there's, I mean, and their idea is, I mean, it's scary, it's trippy as fuck, right? Trippy as balls, right? But it's like, because of the parallel universe, because we live in an existence that has a parallel universe A and a universe B, and both of these things, which is right and which is wrong. And people are saying, because of the experiments, you know, the government has been doing on the world, things are changing, you know, it's influencing everything to like a butterfly effect or something. Like, one thing is changing the other. Like, they're not intentionally changing these things. Like, why the fuck would they change Luke, I am your father? But it's that what they have been doing has been slowly changing, and even your own lives. If you rethink of the things that maybe you remember these things when you were a child, but nobody else remembers, it could be because of the Mandela effect. And that is so fucking horrifying. Like, I'm getting chills just fucking talking about that. And I apologize for swearing so much, but I'm just really horrified from this whole thing, you know. So think back on your own childhood, on your own life. Do you have a Mandela effect? For me, I mean, I can share one thing. I mean, I don't know even if it's true or not, or I'm just fucking tripping myself out. When I go back to because right after watching these videos, I was like, you know, I mean, it could happen to me. So I went back to my first YouTube video, and I checked it out, and then I realized I opened my YouTube channel on April 31st, 2015. But I remember in the past, I uploaded my first YouTube video on this channel on May 1st, 2015. But now, online it says April 31st, 2015 is when I uploaded my first video, YouTube video, on my channel. I don't know, maybe I remember it wrong, or it's a glitch, I don't know, but I looked at it right after I did the Mandela effect video. So, I mean, it could be just me playing tricks on myself, being paranoid, I don't even know. But yeah, that is, if you don't believe me, Go watch Star Wars. No, I am your father? Like, that is just crucial evidence. And what can we do to stop it? I don't even know if we can do anything to stop it. Anyways, guys, that is what I've been dealing with, thinking about. I haven't slept. I'm still going to work, though, making some videos for you guys and doing other projects. So put in the comments below what you guys think, and if you guys have experienced Mandela effect. And thank you for listening to the end. I'll talk to you guys soon, guys. This is fucking creepy. Freaky. Bye.